Da-da-da-da.
Welcome, everyone. This is our first live stream with GCC. And today in Hacked This Week in Cybersecurity, we're going to discuss the current topics that I found just this morning. That's one day, not a whole week. I don't think 30 minutes is enough time to go through all of the events in a week, which is going to help us promote the idea that 1 month a year is not enough to focus on cybersecurity. What do you think, Dan? One
No,
month a year enough?
I think we should be focusing on cybersecurity every second of every day, Albert.
There's somebody speaking to my meme. Yeah, that's exactly what we do with ItSafe. But I'm not selling anything here. I'm talking about the problems. And if you want to have a further conversation, please reach out to us, either Dan or myself, and we'll get you started.
Sounds
Promoting my
good.
book in the back, shameful plug, #Hack2. That was the #1 bestseller in less than 12 hours. And that was my second book. I've written 4 in less than 2 years.
Where can you pick up a copy of that, Albert?
Well, if you're on Amazon, you can find #Hack2, #Hacked, and my latest copy, Getting Unhacked. That's on Amazon. And if you're a new client of ours, kindly ask me for a signed copy and I'll bring one to the party.
Nice. So I think today, Albert, it's that we're doing hacked live news, weekly news, right? And so I think you have some news we want to go over today in the cybersecurity field that's happened over the last week. Is that the case?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's rock and roll.
Awesome.
So let me share my screen here. Here we go. And I'm just going to make it full size. So my first discussion today, this is off of PC Mag. And, I don't consider them one of the greatest technological providers of information, but this is prominent in the news today. And that's hacking air-gapped computers. Do you know what an air-gapped computer is, Dan?
No, what's an air-gapped computer?
Good. I thought you'd never ask. An air-gapped computer is a computer that's not connected to the internet or the network that is around it. So it is isolated. They used air-gapped systems to keep them safer from network intrusions and from spying eyes for protection of the data that's on them. So an air-gapped computer has sensitive information, vital information. Maybe it's family office information. Maybe it's the launch codes for the ICBMs. In any case, now they have come up, actually, I knew about this quite a while ago, but this is germane for us to talk about these air gap attacks. So on a thumb drive, just to illustrate one, I got this one from a surgeon that gave me a bone graft so I could get new implants. This thumb drive looks harmless, right? Well, they sell them just like you had with your glasses on. And you can show those in a second here, Dan. But they sell them with backdoor software already enabled. So there's a microprocessor on top of the USB that gets inside the laptop that it's going to connect to, or maybe it's a desktop server, or maybe it's a server in a server room. Maybe it's a server that's in your cloud. Hey, can you tell me where the cloud is, Dan?
Well, I think the cloud is just somebody else's computer, Albert.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right. Let's just put it there. Somebody else's computer, whereabouts unknown. Maybe you do know where the data center is, but you're not getting in there anytime soon, will you?
I don't think so, unless I
Yeah,
build my own.
unless you build your own, which I am all for. If I want a cloud, I'm going to build a private cloud so that I have control of the data and I know where that data is because I can see it and touch it.
So what do we got going on here, though? What happened here? It looks like somebody got hacked with the air-gapped computer.
Oh, yeah. So there's this Golden Jackal hacking group. And they're developing customized USB focused malware to attack computers, specifically ones that are isolated from the internet.
So how would somebody, like, say my computer was isolated from the internet, like they would have to get me, they would have to get somebody that has access to that computer, the USB drive, right?
You know, this is not rocket science. When I was teaching the Air Force about software security, I was in Rome, New York, and there's some sensitive systems up there. The number one way to get people to pick up one of these and stick it in their drive, do you know what it is?
Gift it to them.
No. Scatter them in a parking lot with the employees and put some masking tape on it or a label and put the word porn on it.
Nah, no way.
Way. There was also a TV episode that goes along with many hacking tools that really do exist. If you watch Mr. Robot, that's one of the episodes. They scattered thumb drives in the parking lot and got access into Hack Me Now Corp.
Oh wow.
And Hack Me Now was a big bank, or maybe it was some other name of the bank, but they wanted to hack that bank. And they got in there by dropping USB devices in the parking lot so that people would plug it into their computers. Now, everybody knows that they shouldn't plug in one of these devices, a foreign device, into their computer. Is that right?
Yeah,
Do you go to the store and buy one of these and stick it in your computer?
I have. I
I
mean,
know. That's the whole problem. Nobody's vetting these either.
how do you vet one?
I'm glad you asked. So, part of what we're going to be doing is setting up a testing lab. And we'll have facilities set up to test environments, both servers and hardware and appliances, maybe accessories, to secure and identify which devices are secure. It's kind of like the UL label, but for cybersecurity.
Mm. Now you could do that with basically any USB device, right? It doesn't have to just be a USB stick with hardware on it. Like I know I've seen even chargers. They can build hardware into like a USB cable you charge your iPhone with that can be used to hack your computer. Is that true?
That is absolutely true. And if you want to find more about these activities, and I don't advise you to carelessly go wandering around and buying this equipment, but hack5, HAK, the number 5.org has all of these devices that used to be exclusive to like James Bond and the Secret Service or Her Majesty's Service because they could get into solutions and systems undetected. Or maybe it was, who was that? NCIS,
Mm-hmm.
Naval Criminal Investigation Service, where they have to go get data inside a locked area, but they don't have physical access normally.
Gotcha. So USB devices could be a big deal then when it comes to cybersecurity, it
They
seems.
are a big deal. Even if you turn off access for USBs, I have one of these that looks like a human interface device, HID. How it's called. An HID device acts like a keyboard, which allows it to attack the computer when you're plugged in because it will launch a command prompt and go ahead and type out the pre-recorded hacking that you want to have it do.
The script, yeah.
Whether it's launch a payload for malware or connect to Hack Me Now sites, no problem.
What's a Hack Me Now site?
A Hack Me Now site is a site that adversaries control. It includes malicious code that you cannot see. Maybe it's just a pixel. Okay. But that site has downloadable code that it can detect what kind of operating system you're running with and download that code through your browser to your computer. And it hacks you now. It's the same kind of activity that goes on when you're on Facebook and you go to a pretty picture and connect with that picture. It could have embedded scripts on it to go to a Hack Me Now site. Hack you now.
That sort of sounds like the Facebook tracking pixel in and of itself. When they sell your advertising data, it's crazy how much data even is contained in just that Facebook pixel.
Yes, it's absolutely incredible because they're tracking all of your cookies, your IP address, where have you been, where are you going, what are you searching for? Oh my. We could go
Not to
on and on
mention
and on.
your contacts, right? Because the first thing you do when you log into Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat is they ask you, hey, you want to upload your contacts
Exactly.
or your photos, right? Like when you go on WhatsApp, it says, can WhatsApp have access to all your photos?
Exactly.
So it sounds like people don't even need these Hack Me Now sites. They already use them.
What do you mean they don't need these Hack Me Now sites?
It sounds like these Hack Me Now sites that you mentioned, like these ones that for hackers, it seems like they already exist and they're just the ones that people use anyways.
Well, they could be, but they could also be a paid ad on Facebook or LinkedIn, and it's for something that is becoming popular. Maybe it's a trending new product that people want to get their hands on, but it's fake. It's a lookalike site.
Ah,
So you can pop these up in 5 minutes. That's the
wow.
problem. And
Wow.
with the new cloud being enabled for everyone to access all over the world, do you know what's in that cloud?
A lot of Hack Me Now sites.
Exactly. So I think we covered this one topic. Well, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, Albert, let's hear the next topic of the day. What's the next news piece?
Okay, the next one is that our friend OpenAI is confirming that threat actors used ChatGPT to write malware. Now,
Wow.
if this doesn't scare the bejesus out of you, nothing will. But here's on several different layers my take on this. First of all, OpenAI has access to ChatGPT, and then it also has access to conversations about bad actors and the intent for what they're doing. There's no privacy there. Do you see that? That's like when the telephone first came out and it was quartered and you hung it on a wall. There was a party line, and 2 or 3 or 4 homes would share the same phone number. And if you picked up the phone and somebody else was on it, you didn't get to use it. That was back in the days with the switchboard. But when it was coming out into rural communities where I grew up, outside of Pittsburgh, not in the downtown metro area, but that's all we had from Bell Telephone. Remember that company?
That was before my day, Albert.
Well, it's not before mine. I grew up when technology was forming. So I get to understand how all of these things intertwine and why some of it is good, but a lot of it can be maliciously used. So OpenAI, it says here, has disrupted over 20 malicious cyber operations abusing its AI powered chatbot, ChatGPT, for debugging and developing malware, spreading misinformation, evading detection, and conducting spear phishing attacks. Oh my, they wouldn't do that, would they? They did.
That's probably, and it's probably even more than that. They probably just didn't. These are the 20 they probably had to report.
Exactly. I mean, there's enough there to understand. Oh, wait, there's Pampers. There's enough there to understand that a lot of this is going on and there are problems with it because this technology is brand new.
Oh, what's that phishing email right there sent to OpenAI employees?
Dear Madam, hello, I am a loyal user of blah. I often use this tool to help me solve problems in studying and work. But during the use, I also discovered some shortcomings about blah or areas I think can be optimized. I really like blah tool. I also hope that it can become more powerful and help users solve problems. I want to give you feedback on the problem I encountered, but I can't find the relevant technical personnel. Therefore, I can only send these questions to you, hoping that you can help me solve them or provide feedback to relevant personnel. Thanks for your help. That's a phishing attack. They're asking for you to help them. And, the human persona has been developed so that we want to help other people that are asking for help. How do you ignore a cry for help?
Yeah, but it's a zip file, right? So that right there is in and of itself.
Well, it is masking everything that's going on, but a lot of people trust that they're the person that can help this person. And if that's the case, that's all well and good. But honestly, you should always be aware of who's sending you what, because on a daily basis, I get at least a dozen phishing attacks. And I know what to look for. So I also have a software tool for email filtering, which helps counter that attacking platform.
Right.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I had to open something out of my backpack. I had
Oh,
my backpack on live.
it couldn't wait. I get it.
No, I can't wait. I have no patience, Albert. So you think this real quick? You think this should be an hour long and not 30 minutes?
Um, you know, for four things, that's probably a good idea, but we can get through this week in 30. How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I mean, I think
Especially if we're getting interaction.
right. I mean, most podcasts are normally an hour. So
Yeah, I find that the shorter they are, the more often people will listen. But, you know, let's see if we can get them hooked on 30 minutes. Then we'll see what we can do.
yeah, right.
So here's my next one. I talk to you about Gmail all the time, right?
Yeah,
My number one concern, if you're not paying for a service, you're the
you are the
product.
service.
So the service here is Gmail. The product is you. And Gmail security for alert on 2.5 billion users because they've finally confirmed that there's an AI hack going on. What? Do tell. So, if we're familiar at all with AI technology, we know it's controlled by machines, which are probably running very fast. And I would probably put them on quantum systems. Quantum based technology is the fastest architecture you can have right now. And if we're battling AI issues and we're still using, what do we call it? Conventional computing resources, we may not be able to respond to these attacks quickly enough, especially if security isn't paramount and foremost in our mind. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about 2.5 billion people using Gmail. It says this story came out on October 11th. And I guess since it is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we have a limited amount of time to talk about it. But in my mind, it should be every day, all the time. Anyway, the latest Gmail attack is scary. Really? Scary good. I'll leave this for the viewer to find if they like. I'm sure that they can find plenty of Gmail hacking attacks whenever they want to. And I have one more. You've probably heard me say this before, Dan. What's the best day to start your cybersecurity program?
Yesterday.
What's the second best day?
Today.
So today, I saw this post from one of my co-authors and somebody else from Europe telling us that the average data breach in the United States is now $9.4 million. If you had a data breach in your business, would you be able to survive?
It depends. It depends on the data breach. I mean, I've been like somewhat. I mean, I haven't been hacked, like, but I've been extorted before. But it was only an email list, and it really hurt my business. And it was crazy because it was a Philippine contractor I'd hired to set up Zoho CRM, and basically we had an agreement that he was going to set it up, and it was $1,000. And he he did like a tenth of the work. And then he said, "Where's my $1,000?" I said, "Dude, you didn't do all the work. I'm not paying you your $1,000." And so he sent an email to all my clients and referral partners who were loan officers, by the way, so they worked at banks and loan places, right?
Sure.
And he sent him an email and he said, "Your account has been hacked. Please delete your account. All your credit card information has been stolen," or something like that. And number one, he didn't have access to any credit card information, so that was a lie. But it didn't matter, So like he sent it to like 10 people, 10 or 20 people, and he said, "If you don't pay me, then I'm gonna F your life up," basically. And that actually, despite it just being a list of emails that he had, it really affected my business and broke a lot of trust that I had with people. So I could only imagine how difficult it would be if it was something worse than that. This was 3 years ago, but yeah, I mean, it could really it would crush most people's business. And I mean, that guy just sent an email, but there's a lot more malicious things you could do than that,
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Your life would not be good after.
No, it certainly wouldn't be good. And especially when he's trying to degrade your credibility. I mean, that's what a lot of these people want to do in effort to inspire fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yep.
The FUD factor gets people motivated, usually. But if you can start without fear, uncertainty, and doubt before the breach, it's not going to cost you anywhere near as much in heartache, pain, loss, and reputation.
Totally. Yeah. So, I mean, that was one, and then my identity got stolen. My old Instagram got hacked. And yeah, that did ruin my business. That ruined my entire life, actually. And that was avoidable, totally avoidable. I kind of fell for, I actually, it was kind of funny because, so I'm the type of person that, like, when I think something's a scam, like, I actually want to learn about the scam because I want to learn about how scammers think and what the newest scams are. So, I could be aware of them.
Yeah.
And this one was so good that I knew it was a scam. And so I was interacting with the scammer and like going along with it basically just to see. And through that process, they ended up getting access to my personal email. And then they changed my Instagram email and phone number. And then they deleted. So when that happens, Instagram sends you like a final email. It says like, hey, did you change your email and phone number? If you did, click this button to like secure your account. So then the hacker deleted that email. So I was just
Of course,
basically
because they had access to your facility.
Yep. Then they got my bank, they got my personal bank login and then my business bank login. Um,
It's
and that,
brutal because when an attacker gets in, you don't know exactly how much data they have and how much control that they have on your computer. But if they're inside, they own you.
yeah, it wasn't even inside my. I gave them my logins. There's the psychology they used was pretty good.
Yep.
It was a Bitcoin scam. It was like, give us $100, you'll get whatever $20,000 in 30 days or something like that. And I'm like, in my mind, I was like, okay, $100, like I can lose $100. I want to see how this works. And man, within a day, they had my whole life. But that was also thanks to Ambien. Um, I wouldn't have fell for that if I didn't take Ambien at the time. Luckily, I
Yeah.
no longer take Ambien, so I don't have that problem. But yeah, they were pretty tricky. Um, and what's even crazier than that is the lack of support from the institutions when you need help. So like me, like I did everything, all the tools publicly available to like prevent, like after you're hacked, like to notify the proper authorities and the proper companies. You know, like I contacted Instagram, I contacted Facebook, I contacted the Better Business Bureau, the Federal Trade Commission, the FBI Internet Crimes Division, the Pittsburgh Police, the California Attorney General, where Facebook's at. Like, I mean, I literally tried everything, and no one helped. I even called up this guy I knew. He's in the FBI, Miami-Dade. Called him up and I said, "Hey, dude, my Instagram got hacked, and these people are actively scamming people. Like, is
Yep.
there anything you could do? You're the FBI." And he's like, honestly, Dan, like, Instagram doesn't even respond to us half the time if we contact them or send them an email or like tell them to do something about this.
They
And
would
in that
probably
moment, I was
be
like,
inundated and wouldn't be able to do anything because of all the attacks going on.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I even sent a letter to all my Pennsylvania House representatives.
Right.
Tweeted at them. You know, I think like these people scammed people for hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, like this should be a big deal. Like somebody should do something about it. And they still have my old Instagram. So
Wow.
yeah. So I firsthand know, like, yeah, definitely when you get hacked, I mean, it can ruin it ruined my life for a while. Totally. Yeah. That's why I'm so bullish on cyber and like helping you, Albert, because like I firsthand experienced, and that wasn't even that bad. You know, that wasn't
It's a
like,
bad day when you get compromised. I know. I have friends that have contacted me after the event, and I've helped them as much as I can. Most of them have come to me and said, "I remember you talking about this happening, and now I'm living it." So there's a video on YouTube that I did recently. Geez, oh man, she cleans my teeth at the dental office.
your teeth.
Yeah, she cleans my teeth. She works at one of my clients' offices.
Oh, she got hacked.
She got hacked. She had a phishing scam, and they said that they deposited $9,000 into her bank account instead of 900. And in order to make it right, they wanted her to come back with some cards at from the family dollar store. And don't talk to anybody when you go pick them up because they can't talk to us and they don't know who we are.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they're tricky, especially they can be really tricky with the way that they say things. And oh man. So I guess we're running up on time here, Albert.
Yeah, we are.
Um,
Is that amazing or what? Did that time just fly?
Time flies when you're having fun. So I'm gonna I'll send you the videos and stuff, and like we're gonna do this every Tuesday. Yeah, maybe we'll make it a little longer, and hopefully eventually, you know, we can start live streaming this to multiple platforms, and and also get it like a Spotify channel as well for podcast, you know.
Wow,
Um,
that would be awesome.
yeah. So hopefully by the November 1st is when
Ramp up.
we'll be official. You know, right now we're just beta testing, but I do got to run to another meeting.
And
And
so
I
do
just
I.
want to say, everyone that's listening, and to Albert, I really appreciate your time today, and uh, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. And I'll
See
talk
you.
to you soon, Dan. I got to run.
See you, Albert.
All right, bye.
Bye.